Okay, so welcome everyone to the team meeting. I want to make sure first that everyone did receive their copy of the agenda and the discovery and had an opportunity to review that.
Did you get a copy of your discovery?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions regarding your discovery? Is
No.
there anything you would like to change in your discovery? No? Okay.
Coming around now, we have the sign-in sheet. When you sign that, you are acknowledging that everything that we discuss here today will be kept confidential. We do practice confidentiality.
means?
I think we talked about it a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
talked about confidentiality when I first began with, making sure that what's said here is not going out into the community.
I like that. I like that.
So first thing then on the agenda we will go ahead and establish some ground rules. One of the first ones that's kind of non-negotiable would be mandated reporting. So we do have mandated reporters present here in the room, so everyone's, understands that.
Do you know what mandated reporting is? I think we talked about it again at the beginning when I first came here about safety and keeping everybody safe. And unless there's something unsafe, we would have to report it.
Okay, yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Okay, and then as far as an effective meeting, what would be a good length of time
What do you
for
think,
everyone?
Janet?
About an hour.
Would you like to say it or would you like me to say it?
I don't think I'm ready to say anything yet.
Well, Janet, I would like for the meeting to be an hour.
Okay, is everyone comfortable then with an hour? Okay.
No, I am.
And then as far as decision making, when we do have a list of brainstorm options, we would need to have someone from the family designated to decide what steps you would like to try that we would turn into our action steps.
Do you
So
understand what this means?
who would like to make the decisions in our meetings?
Yeah, but isn't that usually my mom and dad?
Yeah, but we want your voice and choice too. So any kind of decision making, we would like your voice to be in charge too.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to say stuff too. Yeah.
Janet would like to be a part of the decision making along with her mom and her father.
Okay, so we'll have the decision making parties be Janet, Rita, and Tom. Any other ground rules that we should add to this list?
Do you see any rules or know any rules? Would you like any rules?
I just don't want to be told that I'm bad.
Okay, Janet would like not to be told that she's bad, or so no blaming or no shaming.
Okay, no blaming and shaming. Anything else? Okay, we can always add to that then going forward if anyone
Anything
thinks of
else?
anything.
No.
Does anyone have any celebrations for today?
Celebration. Janet. What about your postcards?
Yeah, I've been getting a bunch of postcards from everybody around the world.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations, Janet. Okay, so if no one has anything else, then we'll go ahead and move down the agenda. We're going to do a brief review then of the discovery, just looking at some of the strengths of the family that we found when we were developing the discovery, as well as the family's culture and their vision. So as far as strengths, when we were developing the discovery, we found that Janet is very fun, outgoing, and loving. And as far as the family's overall culture, we found they do have a very close bond. So I wondered, does anyone have anything they'd like to add or that should be added?
That you would like to add about your culture or your strengths?
Mm-mm.
No strengths.
No.
Okay, and then as far as the family's vision, we had established that the family is happy and able to function in the community and at home without Janet having any tantrums.
Does that seem about right, your vision? Janet? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you understand what that means?
A little bit.
Well, a vision is how we want your family to see your family in like a year? How would we want to see your family doing good and, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the next thing we're gonna wanna do then would be develop our team mission, which would be our purpose in these meetings. It would just be our overall commitment to this youth and family,
Do you understand what the mission
as
is?
far as helping them. So does anyone have anything that they would like to
Yeah.
include in our mission statement?
Do you have anything you would like to include?
I just want to be able to make the team fun and laugh.
Would you like me to say that? Or would you like to say that? Your voice and your choice would be greatly appreciated, and the team wants to hear your voice. So it would be great if you could if we could, let the team hear your voice.
Okay. I think that I can bring. I want this to be fun. I don't want this to be boring and so my mind just went blank. So professional and dull and stuff. I want it to be fun.
Okay.
So I think I can help with that.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add to that?
I just want to keep in mind that we want to encourage the youth voice and the youth choice when we're doing this.
Okay. So if no one has anything else to add then, as far as our mission statement, so far we have that as a team, we commit to having fun, effective meetings where we value the youth's voice and choice. Anything else on as far as that goes?
Do you have any other thing? Nothing? Shaking your head no?
Okay. So then Janet and her family did a really good job of making a list of some of the needs that they can foresee for their family. So far the list includes reuniting their family, Rita gaining her Social Security income, and for Janet to improve her functioning in the home and in the community.
Everything making sense, Janet?
Mm-hmm.
What we'll go ahead and what we're going to go ahead and discuss for today, the family's prioritized need, would be Janet successfully functioning both at home and in the community. You can kind of see how some of Janet's strengths, especially that she's fun and outgoing, could really help her in meeting that need. Especially that first goal that we'll be discussing of reducing her tantrums. So I don't know if Janet, if you'd be willing to just tell us a little bit about what these tantrums kind of look like for you, or what's going on during that time.
Well, I mean, I know that I get upset very quickly, and there's times where I just don't know that I'm getting upset. And I just would like to have some help with understanding like how I can help that and how I can be more able to go out into the community.
Okay.
So the youth would like to get back into the community and without getting so upset, and would like, to get back to getting back to her normal self and not going outrageous in the community, and what things can help her.
Okay. And we know, as far as the family's culture, that they are very close bonded, and they would really like to be able to spend that time together at home and in the community successfully without any tantrums.
And I do just want to keep in mind the youth's strengths are that she's outgoing, she's fun, she's loving, and her culture is that they are a close bond with mom and dad. So we just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Sorry to keep interrupting you.
that's okay. So moving on then. What we want to do then is go ahead and brainstorm some options as to how Janet can overcome these tantrums. And like Ashley
Everything
said, we
making
want
sense?
to
Mhm.
keep in mind, her strengths so that, she's able to use those to meet her goal. Does anyone have any ideas?
Strengths and culture. What would you say?
Ideas for brainstorming?
Ideas for brainstorming. Do you have any ideas, Janet? What can help you?
I don't know.
What helps you whenever you're feeling really upset and really mad and angry?
Playing with my Doc McStuffin seems to really help.
Okay.
I like playing with that. It seems because I always reminds me of being a doctor.
Okay. So play with Doc McStuffins.
I know that she's told me that like coloring has helped her.
Okay.
And her natural support, did you say Tasha? Was a very good natural support for her. Whenever she's crying and upset, she likes to call Tasha, even though Mom and Dad sometimes seem to think that she's negative. But Tasha has expressed that she has helped her in the past and that she can help her.
Okay, so reaching out to Tasha. Any other options that might help?
Anything else?
Jessie helps me a lot too.
Uncle Jesse?
Okay. So reaching out to Uncle Jesse. Anything else anyone has?
Anything else?
Okay.
No, that's all.
So we have a pretty strong list here of options. We have play with Doc McStuffins, call Natasha, reach out to Uncle Jesse, or color. So we'll let Janet and her mom and dad take a few minutes to choose which options they think that they'd like to try at this time. Okay, so they've had a couple minutes to choose what they'd like to try, and they'd like to move forward with playing with Doc McStuffins, calling Natasha, and coloring. So as far as, we're going to want to go ahead and turn these into actual steps that we can carry forth. So who would be able to help as far as Janet playing with her Doc McStuffins?
Who do you think will be able to help you?
Maybe my mom.
Your mom?
Okay.
Your mom?
Okay. And Rita is shaking her head that she's okay with that. So Janet will play with her Doc McStuffins. And Janet, when would you like to try that? You want to try it this week or next week?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it this week.
Okay. So Janet will play with her Doc McStuffins by November 13th. And Janet and Rita will be responsible for that step. What about calling Natasha? Who would be able to help Janet carry that step through?
Who can help you? Tom?
Okay. Tom, yeah, it looks like he's okay with that. He's nodding. So Janet will call Natasha when she is upset. And Janet, when do you think you would like to try that?
I can do it tomorrow.
Okay. So Janet will call Natasha by November 11th, and Janet and Tom will be responsible for that step. What about coloring? Is there any, do you think you'll need any help with that, Janet?
Do you think?
No.
You think you can just go get your coloring book when you're feeling mad?
Okay.
Okay.
So Janet will color when she is upset. And Janet, when would you like to try that?
Friday.
Okay. So Janet will color when she is upset by November 13th. And Janet said that she can do that one all by herself. She doesn't need any help with that. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and establish a measurable outcome. And that is how we
You
would
understand
know
what
that your
that
goal
means?
is met.
Not really.
Well, what a measurable out goal means is how long will it take you, or how many tries will it take you out of how many to get to your goal. So if you're gonna stop you know, say your goal is to stop getting out yelling in the community. Well, it will take you 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 6 or however long you think that the measurable outcome would come to.
Okay.
What do you
I
think?
don't know. I think if I'm able to go and not have a meltdown for a week, that would be great.
Okay. So we'll know this goal is met then. If Janet is able to go 1 week without having a tantrum. Does that work for everyone?
Work for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to go ahead and check in then and see if, you know, how everyone felt about the meeting.
How's everything going?
If you felt like it was efficient, and is there anyone else that we should be including in these meetings in order that they are as effective as possible?
Is there someone else you would like to have at the meeting, Janet?
And I'd like to have Tasha, but I don't think my parents will let me.
Would you like me to tell them?
Yeah.
So me and Tachi were me and Janet were talking, and she suggested that even though her mom and dad don't find Tasha as a strength, as a support, she would still like to include her in the meeting,
Okay, so Ashley,
if possible.
would you be able, it looks like Rita and Tom are, you know, considering that, so maybe that's something you could discuss with them a little more at your next meeting as far as, you know, how you can orient her to our process and invite her to participate next time.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So if there's no one else then that we need to include, in the next 30 to 45 days, we're going to be working on a functional assessment that addresses a behavior that could potentially lead to a crisis. That will take us right into our crisis prevention meeting that, like I said, we'd like to have in the next 30 to 45 days. Is there a particular time or day that
day or time
works
Janet?
best?
Fridays.
Fridays.
Okay. Would December 11th then at
December
3 o'clock
11th.
be
Are
okay?
you busy?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Any other questions or remarks about today's meeting?
Any questions? Are you okay? How'd it go? Did you like it?
It was all right.
Thank you for speaking up.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and send around our surveys. It's just letting me know how everyone, you know, felt about today's meeting and what we can improve upon next time. So if that's it, then I want to thank everyone for coming today and have a good day.